Okay, so we'll talk about that tomorrow then.
You can just gear up. Start preparing.
Yes, that's right.
Celebrate.
People, you go to your local dispensary and fill your orders.
Turn right onto Richardson Road. Then turn left.
Growing up, it was never a thing. Even I didn't know what 420 was until
At
probably
the
about
light,
10
turn
years
left
ago.
onto Martin Road.
Probably about last year that I found out. Well, my first April with you.
Yeah.
When you said 420, I'm like, what the hell is 420?
In half a mile, at the roundabout, take the second exit onto Martin Road.
I doubt it.
No gummies?
I do have one
Lost them
left.
in travel?
No, I do have one left, but no. I think because I'm going to the Tigers-Yankees game.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be, actually, hopefully the weather holds up to me. It's supposed to be 45 tonight and cloudy, and 50 tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's chilly.
Early starts. They're trying that 6:30 start, right? 6:40?
6:40 today, yeah.
6:40 tomorrow, too, I assume?
At the roundabout, take the
And we
second
have an
exit onto
afternoon
Martin
tilt
Road.
on Thursday.
Which is a Gate A Carson Anderson remote. And,
boy.
It might rain.
Oh, of course. It always rains.
It's
97% of the time it rains when they do a
yeah.
remote at Gate A.
It seems 97% of the time it rains this April. It's been a rough April.
Yes, it has.
Had a very little sunshine, very little warm, but it sounds like by the weekend
At the roundabout,
now,
take the second exit onto Martin
that
Parkway.
again, but at least it's supposed to be in the mid-70s.
Oh, it's going to rain next weekend, too?
I think on Saturday it's supposed to be 50% chance of rain, which to
gonna
me
be
means 50% chance it won't rain.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. I like that
40% chance of thunderstorms. And the reason I look ahead is because we've got a couple of baseball and softball tournaments
In
this weekend, and
3/4
the
of a
kids
mile,
have had
at the
so
roundabout,
many
take the second exit
baseball and
onto Martin
softball
Parkway.
tournaments canceled. Whether it's a night practice, a night game, weekend tournaments, they've just all been canceled. It's frustrating.
It sucks.
It sucks. Yeah, it sucks. The worst spring ever.
And if I get to play golf, it'll probably be cart path only, which is always...
Bury your ball in the mud.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can play with the winter rules, clean and replace,
Yeah,
basically.
Winter rules.
So if you're going to the game tonight, it's brutal. I mean, the high today's 46, so tonight it's going to be low 40s.
At the
probably going
roundabout,
into
take
the
the
30s.
second
wind,
exit onto Martin
20 to
Parkway.
30 miles per hour.
That sucks. And I know that...
Tomorrow night, rain's not supposed to come in until after midnight, so you're probably cool. And then Thursday, the rain is early, sunshine later. So this series should be safe.
Yeah, but it's going to be miserable at the ballpark.
Especially tomorrow, or tonight.
Yes.
I think tomorrow night, it won't be that bad.
I hopefully won't be. I'll be stands for
At the
Yeah.
roundabout, take the second
what'd
exit
you say?
onto
Don't take
M5
your
South.
fan.
No, I won't be taking it.
You got a portable fan you hang around your neck?
No.
You're that guy?
No, not at all. Never. I would never do that. Would you?
No, I wouldn't.
I know, I said would you?
I
I
wonder
know.
why. Why would Tom bring that up
I have
if
no
it wasn't the
idea.
case?
That was your room. The fan in your room you brought up a few minutes ago.
Oh.
Because of the
In
cold.
3.4
Yeah,
miles,
yeah.
keep right onto M5 South toward I-96
And
West.
Saturday, the rain is just early and sunshine later in the day again.
Beautiful.
Okay. 71,
71, Sunday 79, and the next Tuesday's 49.
Well, meteorologists, look ahead till a week from Saturday. What's graduation at the big house going to be like?
Yeah, this will be accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. They're never accurate.
55.
All right, that's
Oh.
okay. It's
A
okay.
high.
That's okay.
I mean, the wind every single day. Now, look, these are extended.
Right.
It is what it is. The wind forecast is at least 10 miles per hour every day for 2 weeks. This is out of control.
I know. Global warming. Oh, yeah. I'm just kidding. 55 degrees. That's not bad. I'll be
It's
okay
not
for that.
bad, but it's mid to late April by
It's
that
April
time.
30th.
I know.
Damn,
I
come
know.
on.
I know. I get it. We just can't complain about everything, can we?
We can this morning. We're a day late,
Oh, I
day
mean, this
early.
morning, like, for me, like, where did this extra little snow come from? And it's not sticking.
No, I know.
Really? I mean, it was on the 275 M14 exchange there on the ramps, like
Yeah.
on the overpasses there.
Yeah.
You had to take it easy for a second. But the annoyance of it, like, the glare on the road. I'm just so sick of this.
And the awareness of it, because in mid-April you wouldn't think you'd be looking for those overpasses. But Heather and I were talking, and on the way
In 2
you
miles,
gotta be
keep
careful.
right
If
onto
you're traveling on
M5
the roads
south
right now,
toward
you hit some of
I-96
those
west.
overpasses,
It
just
will
be
be right up.
aware.
Because well,
Some frozen roads.
even though it's really not below freezing, even though
Well, it was 32 when I came in.
Oh,
and-
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
34,
we
yes.
actually had to drive it. The chopper didn't bring us in. So
I
you know,
give you
de-icing
I do
the
give you
wings is a little different.
I give you.
You got your heated driveway too.
Oh
so-
yes, remember that one? Yeah, I give you.
Remember that one?
Yeah, I give you three credit because you drive a lot further than I do. I live about 11 to 12 minutes depending on the day.
yeah.
Depending on different construction. Right now, 14 miles close. I got to go to 15. I got to go further up to Northwestern.
That's right.
I can't take my shortcut because they're fixing the damn roads, right?
Hey, there you go. Can't complain about them fixing the roads,
Yeah,
kid.
that's right. That's right. At least they're doing something with our tires.
It's gonna be gold paved right to Stony's.
Oh, yes. Hey, gold. Come on, Emerald. I live follow the Elbrook Road.
Way.
Follow the Elbrook Road, right to Emerald City. Right?
That's right.
All right. You know why else we're kind of cranky in a weird way? At least I am. We have no playoffs. Again, we know it, but it's when you watch some of the NBA games and they've been really good, you realize the Pistons are still a year or two probably away. And then we'll get into the Wings a little bit later. They're
At least a year.
definitely.
Stay in the second lane from
So
right.
it kind of sucks for us.
Hey, but we got Super Bowl right around the corner. That's 9 days, 13 hours, 47 minutes away. Super Bowl for the Lions.
That's right.
Use the right 2 lanes to keep right onto M5 south
What
toward
else is-
I-96 west.
Somebody asked me yesterday, he goes, you guys going to still talk about the draft every day? I said, of course. What else is we going to talk about?
Well,
We talk
Keep
about
right.
the Tigers.
yeah, Tigers are 4-5 right now.
Yeah.
They're doing. They're about what we expected.
In 1.2
Some
miles,
good, some
take the
bad,
exit
and
to
they're
merge onto
right around
I-96 west toward
Every
Lansing.
Detroit professional team has a losing record. Even the Michigan Panthers.
500. All in one.
We all have losing. We're losers. We're done. We stop being losers.
We are.
Change this around.
Yes, the future
Who's
looks
the,
bright.
we always talk about who's the first team to win championship. Who's the first team to have a
A winning record.
over 500 record? Will it be the Tigers?
I believe at some point this season it will be.
Okay, but I mean finish the season.
Oh, finish the season.
Finish the season over 500.
Let's see.
Use the right lane
Right
to take
now, I
the
don't
exit
think
to
they
merge
will.
onto
Neither do
I-96
I.
west
So
toward
it's either
Lansing.
the Tigers or the Pistons.
Well, I'm more optimistic than both of you. I think it'll be the Tigers this year. I think it'll be the Tigers.
Sunshine and lollipops.
So you said the Pistons like immediately there.
Well, they got the better chance than the Red Wings
Take the exit.
or the Lions. So
the Pistons still lost.
I know.
I mean-
I think they maybe have a chance to get to 42. Maybe. I don't know.
We
Maybe.
said that garbage. We bought into that when they put out the over/under last year.
Not that much, but they have depending on what happens in free agency. But
Yeah.
I don't see the Wings at all. I don't see the Pistons. I do see the Pistons, maybe. The Lions, definitely not. So the Tigers next year, if you're going to rank them, I'd say Tigers in 2023, and then the Red Wings in 2023,
Well,
24.
of all the teams right now, like look, the Lions, we know.
For 41
they never win
miles,
the NFL,
continue straight.
to a degree, but you figure they're at least another year off for sure.
Yes.
I think the Red Wings offseason
Stay in the left
is
3 lanes.
vital.
Oh, yeah. They need some defensive help.
I think when we look back on did Yzerman get this right, that this is going to be this offseason that you look at.
Hopefully.
The pick isn't going to be as obvious, and free agency wise are going to spend. I think just what the best that I know about him, he is probably really ticked about what has transpired here the last half of the season.
I hope he is.
And are we going to have a coaching change? It would look like it.
Yes.
So there's a lot of things that are going to go on here. I think everybody's vulnerable on this roster right now, except for the Cider probably and Raymond.
Yeah, everybody, including Bill Larkin, who we'll talk about coming up later in the show. NBA playoffs last night. We'll get into that coming up next. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Stoney and Jansen program here on 97.1 The Ticket. BetMGM, an official partner of the Detroit Tigers, welcomes you With a very special baseball offer, simply place a $10 moneyline wager on the Tigers, and you'll receive $200 in free bets. Just use the bonus code STONY200 when you make your first bet. Enjoy baseball season like never before and score a big win on your very first bet at BetMGM. Download the app or go to BetMGM.com and use the bonus code STONY200 to receive $200 in free bets when you bet $10 on the Tigers. Sign up today and find out why nothing beats a win at BetMGM. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 years of age or older to wager. Michigan only. New customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable free bets or site credit. Free bets expire 7 days from issuance. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by North Bloomfield Properties. On 75 northbound at Big Beaver and Troy, an accident has just cleared. Could still be a little bit of a delay. 75 northbound at Lapeer Road, there is an accident leaving one lane open. Traffic is backed up from at least University Drive. Heading out towards 75 northbound at Dixie Highway in Oakland County, there's a crash. Also one working to clear southbound 75 after Ortonville Road. Another accident, Southfield Freeway heading northbound at Warren Avenue, and a disabled vehicle, Southfield Freeway southbound ramp to westbound 94. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic. If you're looking for a place to call home, let North Bloomfield Properties find the best place for you and your family. We also provide pre-screened quality tenants to our property owners. We love to match good people to good homes. Contact us today, northbloomfield.com.
Hackers have been in the news a lot lately, shutting down many high-profile firms while demanding millions in ransom to unlock their data. What hasn't been in the news are the thousands of small to medium-sized businesses that have been subjected to hackers and their data held hostage. That's where NetSmart Plus from Applied Imaging enters the picture. NetSmart Plus from Applied
Stay in
Imaging,
the left 3
a name
lanes.
Michigan and Northern Ohio businesses have trusted for 3.5 decades to help them be more competitive and keep them secure. After contacting Applied Imaging's IT division, NetSmart Plus, they will immediately perform a security assessment, recommend enhancements, provide your employees with security awareness training, and consistently address evolving security threats. Act now. Don't allow hackers to paralyze your business. Contact Applied Imaging today for your free guide on how to identify ransomware threats and keep your network secure. Call 800-521-0983 or visit appliedimaging.com.
Hi, I'm David Hall. Homeowners call Hall First to unlock the equity in their home with a cash-out refinance. Our speed and service is the very best, and our ability to close your loan in as little as 8 business days is unmatched. Let Michigan's most trusted mortgage company work for you. Call Hall First at 866-CALL-HALL, or you can chat with us online right now at callhallfirst.com.
Hall Financial, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 1467435.
Go yard all summer long with $5 Digger Tuesdays on FanDuel Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the Detroit Tigers. This season, all customers will get $5 for every home run hit by both teams when you place a $25 to hit a home run wager on Tuesday MLB games. And the best part about Digger Tuesdays is even if your bet loses, FanDuel will pay you $5 for every home run. So Tiger fans, what are you waiting for? Pick your home run hitter and turn big swings into big wins. There's no better place to bet America's pastime than on America's #1 sportsbook. Head over to your FanDuel account and download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using the promo code Doug. That's promo code Doug. Must be 21 or older and present in Michigan. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Maximum bonus $25. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117. Confidential help. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 97.1 The Ticket.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a speed bump. Did you hear what I said? I'm a speed bump. And if you have cut rate car insurance, the cost to reattach your muffler could really be a bump in the road. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
70% of the Fortune 100 choose Zoom. With phone, chat, workspaces, apps, events, and video in a single platform, Zoom powers all
get 3 seats together.
Daddy has my pillow.
We'll get it later. Can you not put your feet up, please?
Where are we going?
There must be a line for takeoff.
Like security?
Well, that was a different one.
I have to go.
We just sat down.
But I have to go.
The seatbelt sign's on.
Why aren't we moving?
They're kicking.
15
line for takeoff. Son of a...
Don't go there. Go on a real vacation. Go RVing. Learn more at GoRVing.com.
Your opinion matters. Call the D Las Vegas 97.1 D Ticket Studio line at 248-539-9797. Book your stay at the D by visiting thed.com. The D Las Vegas, the home of Detroit sports in Vegas. The Detroit Red Wings play the Tampa Bay Lightning. 3 games tonight at 6:45 on News Radio 950 WWJ. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
Tigers taking on the Yankees tonight. Garrett Cole for the Yankees. Tyler Alexander for the Tigers. The Wings in Tampa tonight. Tigers game right here on 97.1. The ticket. Wings game. WWJ. NBA playoffs last night. Philly over the Raptors 112-97. They lead that series 2 games to none. Joel Embiid with 31. Scotty Barnes still on a walk. He did not play for the Raptors. Dallas evens their series at 1 with Utah, 110-104. Jalen Brunson, 41 points. He's going to be a name that's going to be bandied about free agency with the Pistons, who are one of the few teams that have some money to spend, and some other teams as well. So keep that name in mind. Golden State, they beat Denver 126-106. They lead that series 2 games to none. What's interesting about that series, especially in that game, Steph Curry led them with 34 points, but he only played 23 minutes, and he came off the bench. You know, he's coming back from his injury.
Right.
And the other reason that he is coming off the bench is the emergence of Jordan Poole.
Oh?
29 points. Jordan Poole is one of those guys that when he left Michigan after his sophomore year, I said, what are you doing? You improved, from 6.1 to 12 points per game from his freshman to his sophomore year. Obviously, he hit the big shot against Houston in the NCAA tournament. But you kind of thought, yeah, he's got some skills. He's got a good outside shot, but ready for the NBA. And then Golden State took him late in the first round. And what we're seeing with, Miami as well, it's about player development. And give him tons of credit for becoming a terrific player. And right now, the Splash Brothers has added a third.
Yeah.
And they're swimming in his pool right now, making a lot of splashes.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's great to see these. It's not just him, but, around the league. Tyrese Maxey of Philly. He was drafted late in the first round. I think that's the year. This is still Killian Hayes. A lot of teams obviously passed on Maxey. And he's been unbelievable. He's the second most important person of that team. He's better than Harden right now.
There's no
He's
question.
playing great. Now, Harden, the fact that the threat of Harden's opens up a lot of things. But Maxey's been great.
Well, I was watching PTI last night, and they asked, what's the big thing out of the first, weekend? They all played 1 game before last night, and Wilbon was talking about the youth.
Yes.
That you've got the established stars are playing pretty well, but the youth and how the NBA's in really good hands.
We talked about it last week.
Yeah.
We listed all, King Cunningham was listed as one of the top 25 and under players in the league.
Number 6.
Poole's just 22 years old.
Yep.
I mean, the league, I know there's a lot of people, I don't want you. I'm telling you, if you like guys who can shoot, now the percentages aren't great all the time, but man, this league is just stocked really good, great young players. I mean, look at Anthony Edwards, John Moran, goes on and on.
Oh, yeah. And you just talk about, a couple of Michigan guys. You mentioned Jordan Poole. Franz Wagner had himself a hell of a rookie season.
Right.
But, obviously not one of the 25 under 25. But when you look at that list, and Luka Doncic, right? He is still a very young player. And there are just some great individuals that have just begun their career.
Right.
And hopefully all of them can stay injury free, and then you start adding in some more. But it also, I think there was a few years there where the NBA draft was sneaky good.
Yes.
Because maybe that gives Pistons fans a little bit more hope that that as more kids come out of college, maybe there's a different breed of young player coming out when they need it the most.
And they get better, and we have patience. I mean, Killian Hayes might be a perfect example. I mean,
Yeah.
He certainly got a lot better towards the end of last
19
year.
years old.
All right, we'll get more into that coming up next. Here's Heather.
Well, boys, the TSA will no longer be enforcing the national mask mandate on planes and other public transportation after a federal judge in Florida voided it on Monday. So the judge ruled that the CDC's masking requirement exceeded authority of U.S. health officials. So basically, if you're going to be traveling and you don't want to mask up, you don't have to.
That's outstanding.
If you'd like to mask up, you can.
Yeah.
Yes. So
It's outstanding. I think it should be personal preference, and it should be if you want to wear a mask, go for it. We've got no problem with that. If you don't, same thing, no problem.
It's such a touchy subject. So I asked you guys 5 minutes before the show. It was pretty quiet during the pre-show thing, and all of a
Very
sudden
bright,
I just
quiet.
said, "Stoney, are you going to wear a mask the next time you travel?"
It depends how long the flight is.
And it was like throwing like a lighter on a bunch of gasoline.
Look, the reason, and it's not political or anything like that, is because even before COVID, a lot of people, when they would get sick, it would be coming off planes and travel the whole deal, and you could sit there and figure out what is the plane, what is the airport, and all that. But still,
Stay in
it's
the
the
left
whole
2 lanes.
travel, flying somewhere where people got sick, and it was. I always thought it was. I never did it, but it was a good idea to wear a mask. I don't care. It doesn't affect me, so whatever.
Good personal hygiene will save you from a lot. Wash your hands, use some hand sanitizer.
I threw the same question out because we'll be traveling very shortly at the beginning of May. It's my husband, are we going to wear a mask on the flight? And I'm like, well, maybe it just depends who I'm sitting around and how cleanly, how clean they are.
On the flight.
Right, exactly.
I'm definitely masking up
Yeah,
then.
I feel if I had to, I have no problem, wearing a mask in a plane. The thing that kind of really got me was like in the airport where it's big open spaces and you still have to wear them. To me, that was ridiculous. Whatever.
So a man is in custody after stealing a school bus in Washtenaw County and then leading police on a chase through multiple communities. So according to police, this 29-year-old guy from Stevenson Lake stole a bus that was actually parked in this parking lot, but he got into the parking lot, rammed through a fence, took this bus on a joyride, basically. Police attempted to pull the driver over. He just kept driving, basically until he crashed into a pickup truck. So he is facing a slew of charges. Unauthorized driving away of an automobile, resisting and obstructing, fleeing to elude police, malicious destruction of property, and breaking and entering. And why he decided to steal a school bus? We don't know. I wish I had an answer. Yeah, why not? Why not? The funeral for Patrick Lyoya is scheduled to take place on Friday in Grand Rapids at 11 a.m. Reverend Al Sharpton will be delivering the eulogy. He did post a tweet and he said, quote, "I will support the family of Patrick Lyoya and Attorney Crump with funeral and burial assistance and will stand with them in the fight for justice in Patrick's name." This funeral is open to the public, so anyone who would like to go can attend. This is pretty cool. A Detroit woman won a $150,000 Powerball jackpot playing the numbers that her mother used to play. Her mother's lucky number. So her mother's passed away, but her mom apparently played a very specific set of numbers every time she played the lottery. So she's continued that legacy, and they won. She says she's going to take a vacation and pay bills. And as a remembrance, or a reminder, I guess I should say.
Give her mom some flowers.
Well, no. I was going to remind people that there's still that $1 million Powerball ticket that was sold in Warren out there, and it's going to expire on May 5th. Oh, devastation. If you bought one, just maybe go try to find it. Just take a little quick look. So there's a woman on TikTok that says she found the perfect way to make some money, make a living without actually having to work a standard 9-to-5 job. This woman, Devin McLeod, she says that she quit her job and started selling pictures of her feet online.
Oh.
Yeah, apparently there's a big calling for feet.
Former NFL coaches.
Yes.
Rex Ryan.
He had a foot fetish?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. So she says she's created an Instagram page just for her feet, and there various websites like Feet Finder that will pay you for your feet photos.
That's so weird.
It's gross, really, but
You know what? Good work if you can get it.
guys, do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Model.
Hey, gotta put money on the table. Gotta put food on the table,
do.
right?
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much, Heather. Coming up next, we'll get back into the NBA discussion and also the Red Wings. Dylan Larkin. Season is OVER 97.1.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here with the Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Taking a look at series prices in the pro basketball playoffs, Minnesota upset Memphis in game number 1 in surprising fashion in the way that it happened. Memphis now down to just minus 134 to win the series, down 1-0 in the series, and Minnesota sitting at plus 110. And if you think that game 1 was just an aberration and that Memphis is going to be able to come back and make some adjustments on defense to keep down Minnesota's talented second-year player, the former number 1 overall pick in the draft, then Memphis at minus 134 looks like a bargain after Memphis was more than minus 300 before game number 1. Just something to think about if you still like Memphis to come back and win the series. That's it for this Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Check out the latest lines today at BetRivers.com. I'm Nick Costos. Keep it locked here for more throughout the day. Must be 21, playable in Michigan. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
Think of all the things that make your life better. The right food.
Yum.
The right amount of sleep. And the right credit union, like Genesis.
Yes.
Their great savings and lending rates actually put money back in your pocket.
Oh, and I love their mobile app.
And every year, Genesis employees volunteer thousands of hours to community events that make life better for all of us.
That's genius.
That's Genesis. With 28 locations and over 30,000 ATMs, stop by or check us out at genesiscu.org. Federally insured by the NCUA.
In 2018, marijuana use became legal in Michigan for adults over the age of 21. It's legal in Detroit and Grand Rapids. It's legal in Bad Axe and Goodhart. It's legal in hell. And it's legal in paradise. But there's one place in Michigan where being high is never legal, and that's behind the wheel of a car. Studies show that marijuana impairs key driving skills like tracking, attention, reaction time, and hand-eye coordination. If you're found guilty of driving under the influence of marijuana, you could have your license suspended and face fines. You may even have to serve time in jail, which is not good, even in paradise. So remember, even though marijuana is legal, driving high is not. Don't drive high. It's the law. A message from the Michigan Office of Highway Safety Planning.
Starting Stronger starts at AutoZone. They've got battery solutions for free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination.
Circle up, team. We've got status.
Evelyn's marketing consultancy client roster is skyrocketing.
Okay, so this week is a biggie. We've got the pitch and 3 client meetings.
She needs another analyst before her team's free time plummets.
So who's running the competitive analysis on fruit snacks?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with a booming voice that emphasizes all the main points. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
That part is super important.
Here's one with a booming voice.
I'm emphasizing everything.
Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance.
Like a page with every word highlighted.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Liberty, 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 liberty.
This hour gets the feedback brought to you by Michael Pura of National Benefit Plans. Call 877-734-2200.
Now, text or call the ticket using the same number. Ticket text 248-539-9797. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
97.1 The Ticket, Stoney and Jansen program, 248-539-9797. We talk a little bit about the NBA and all the good young players. You know, Tyrese Maxey, Michigan's own Jordan Poole, and there are others. I mean, Jaren Jackson of Memphis is still young player. There's tons of them. Guys who are under 25. We're blessed, with Cade Cunningham here. And like I said, Phil's almost 22 years old. He's in his third year of the NBA already.
Yeah.
And I wonder from other people, because, look, the NBA we've gotten taken up. I don't watch the NBA anymore. It's not what it was in the 80s and the 90s. Let me tell you something. The NBA right now is a lot better than it was in the 90s, I think, especially the late 90s.
You can make that argument regarding, the level of talent, the amount of talent, all of the different things, but you can never argue with someone's experience from the ages of, 14 to 25. Because for me, like, growing up, especially if you grew up in Detroit, and it was the Bad Boys, it was Rick Mahorn, Isaiah Thomas, Bill Laimbeer. I mean, you go right down the list, and the epic battles between them and Chicago and the Celtics. And there's, at no point in my life will I ever be able to admit, I may know it in my brain, but my heart will say that was the best basketball I ever saw.
Right. And I was up to the early 90s.
Right.
And I said basically that the late 90s, it got worse. Look, I loved, and Gov knows, the 04 Pistons, that whole run where they made 6 straight trips to the Eastern Conference Finals. Okay? But realistically, when you look at those games, they struggled to get 90. I mean, they had that one stretch where nobody scored 70 points on the Pistons. The defense was so good.
Oh, yeah.
We loved it here, but if you take away your own parochial, love, it was ugly basketball. And look, do they take too many threes now? Yes. Do they pass up easier baskets? Yes. But the speed of the game, the spacing of the game when it's done properly, and the talent level is so freaking good.
The talent
is
hard to argue that.
And they're just getting better and better. And, you can argue about why that is. It's when they start playing more organized games when they're younger than they used to. I don't know what it is, but
it's also, I think there's more parity.
Yes.
There's new markets that are doing well. They're smaller markets than the big ones.
Yeah, no LA, no New York. It's great. I mean, the Clippers and the Lakers both, you have guys, you got LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Kawhi Leonard, that's because of injury, Paul George, all these great guys got together and formed these super teams in LA, and none of them are playing.
Yeah.
Because you have really good young teams, and like you said, look, Milwaukee, the fact that Giannis came back is doesn't want to be a free agent, is great for basketball. You got Memphis, Tuesday, Phoenix is, a really good team. They're not exactly, a major market.
No, but I mean, you look at different, around the NBA, and we see it in the playoffs, right? Trae Young and what he did last year in the playoffs. Devin Booker, just the other night, Jason Tatum, with the game-winning layup. I mean, there are epic moments by some of the youngest players, and still waiting on Zion. He's still on that list, but hurt. Well, yeah, but we'd still like to see him.
Yes.
But, Bam Adebayo, you just go right down the list, and it's just really good players that are young, and there have been, like Steph Curry, the fan base that he has developed for himself. And I think he continues to develop that fan base by doing something like he did yesterday of, hey, it's okay for me to come off the bench.
Yeah, Russell Westbrook should have listened to that. You know what I mean? That's what you do. It's all about winning. The style of play is great. 248-539-97.
I was personally, I'm tired of LeBron.
Yeah.
I'm not dismissing that he is probably the second greatest player ever, but I was tired of him in the finals all the time, and we're getting away from that now. He was in the finals how many times?
I know.
I think it's 2 years now that they haven't even been in the playoffs. 2 years ago, last year they lost in the play-in game.
They were the 7th.
Oh, they made the 7th.
They actually had a 2-1 lead in that series.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yes. The year before they won the title, there was a bubble, but they won the title. And then look, all those years with Miami and with Cleveland.
You had 4 straight years of the Warriors and Cavs. It got old.
Right, exactly. Well, the Spurs got old to a lot of people, when they were doing their run a little bit. Yeah, things like that, they do get old. And it is refreshing to see these new teams.
Yep.
It was kind of cool, when Toronto won a few years ago.
Yep.
That was because of basically one player.
Yeah, Toronto, Milwaukee. I mean, you look at the teams that have won. It's not been the Lakers. It's not been Miami. It's not been the Celtics. It's other teams, other markets.
Yeah, I also think people were turned off the NBA with player movement and player control in a players' league, and you're seeing that happen in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
It took some
In 10 miles, take exit 122 onto M43 and M52 towards Stockbridge.
Now it's just how they do business, and if that's the way the NFL is going to go with QBs being able to wipe their social media accounts, wide receivers wipe their social media accounts, that means I want out, I'm not happy with whatever it is that you're doing. It's just something that we're going to have to get used to, and we'll all adjust.
Yes. I don't think the NFL has to worry about a major backlash like the NBA had. That said, as much as we can rave about the NBA, and granted it is the first round of the playoffs, the USFL ratings on Saturday did as well as the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, 3 million.
Yeah, now that'll change, I think, as the season progresses, like all the
other ones have. There's always a peak at the beginning, but
the curiosity factor.
Yeah, if they can maintain, some decent ratings, who knows? Maybe they've done enough to cut costs by not having facilities all over the country, not traveling all over the country, that maybe they're sustainable.
Let's say good morning to Malik. What's going on, Malik?
How you doing?
Good.
I kind of agree to disagree a little bit.
Okay.
The game is decent. It's a decent game. But like you mentioned, the big fella shooting threes, I'm not really a privy to at all. And the earning of a bucket, I've never seen more wide open layups ever in my entire life that I see now. And I don't like the non-hand checking, because you're really not earning a bucket, in the so-called strongest and best players in the world. If you're the strongest and best player in the world, you should be able to take a hand on your hip or an elbow on the back. And you can't do none of that. But the game itself, it's a good game. The talent is there. The young talent is good as well, as like you mentioned.
The style of play, I do agree. These wide open layups, a lot of that is because of spacing of the floor, and they go in double and sometimes triple, but they'll double the guy with the ball with the three-pointer, and they pass the ball better. There's guys wide open. But I think the way the game is played today, is the way basketball was supposed to be played when the game was invented. Passing the ball around and shooting. I mean, that's what basketball is all about to me. I mean, I love, Wilt and, even go, closer, to more
Ewing,
modern.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Those guys, yeah. But those guys became so hard to officiate. All right, thank you.
Yeah. But it was a more physical game.
Oh, absolutely. They changed the rules a few times. Yeah. They changed the rules to accommodate Jordan. Then they changed the rules a little bit after the Pistons the second time. But it's more enjoyable to watch. It is entertainment.
It is entertainment.
And the other thing, with all these great young players, I think it's kind of hurt college basketball a little bit. The quality of college basketball. The tournament's still real fun.
Yeah.
But the actual quality, because a lot of these guys aren't staying in school.
They're all one and done.
Yeah. Whatever.
And they're moving on, and some of them make it, some of them don't.
Yep.
Never hear from them.
Yep. All right, as promised, coming up next, Dylan Larkin. He's out for the season. What impact does that have on the Red Wings? Not just the rest of this season, obviously, but going forward, 97-1.
Hey, at some point, we will see some sunshine. The snow and the cold will go away, and you need to be ready. Natural Way Lawn and Tree Service is the company that you need to call. You need to call them now, because despite the snow and cold, it's time to make that application, the first one for crabgrass. It's the first one that is so important. It's easier to prevent the problem than it is to fix it. So schedule early and call now. And if you call now for a limited time only, Natural Way Lawn and Tree Service, you purchase a full lawn program, you're going to get free grub control, free surface insect control, but you got to mention my name along with 97.1 the ticket. That number, 888-GET-GREEN, and on the web at naturalwaylawn.com. They're going to assign your lawn its own specialist, and they're going to custom tailor a solution specifically for your yard and your home. They're so sure they can get it done, they're going to give you a 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Again, that number, 888-GET-GREEN, on the web at naturalwaylawn.com. Natural Way Lawn and Tree Service. Get green, stay green with Natural Way.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
This report brought to you by Penske Logistics. In Genesee County, a crash now leaves one lane open, 75 northbound at Saginaw Road, Dixie Highway. 75 northbound at Adams, right lane is blocked by a crash. Another accident leaves one lane open, 75 northbound at Lapeer Road, and a crash is just cleared southbound 75 near Clintonville Road. Penske Logistics has openings for warehouse associates in Romulus. Earn $21.05 to $22.05 an hour, plus up to $6 an hour incentive pay, and receive a $1,500 sign-on bonus. Penske will train on the job. Search Penske.jobs. Penske is an equal opportunity employer. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Necessary Roughness with former NFL lineman TJ Lang and John Jansen. Download it today on the Odyssey app.
This Odyssey.com Sports Minute is brought to you by Lalonde Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
This Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute. San Francisco's Deebo Samuel, Tennessee's A.J. Brown, and Washington's Terry McLaurin all appear willing to set out team programs in order to get in on the new Diva wide receiver bonanza. While the trio averages under $2 million per year, Tyreek Hill is now getting $30 million a year from Miami. Davante Adams is raking in $28 million per year from Vegas, and Buffalo's Stephon Diggs $26 million annually. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Hi, my name's Joe Cordell. Sometimes in divorce, courts require the higher earner to pay to the other party what's called spousal support or alimony. Usually this order can be modified in certain circumstances, but such modifications are often complicated and are best entrusted to attorneys that are well acquainted with such matters. At Cordell & Cordell, that's our business. Remember, you're not alone.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys. A partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
She became overweight. In 2 miles, take exit 122 onto M43 and M52 towards Stockbridge.
INOPITE.com. I remember Sophie starting the Dynavite. She has loved it. She is no longer stinky. She is full of life. Dynavite is nutrition. Get them on Dynavite right away while they're healthy.
How happy your dog will
I
be.
get my Dynavite from DINOPITE.com.
Don't rely on just your cell phone to connect to the internet. Enjoy a year of free high-speed home internet service when you add one line of unlimited mobile with 5G for only $30 a month when you qualify for the Affordable Connectivity Program. That's right. Get fast, reliable home internet for free when you add one line of unlimited mobile with 5G for only $30 a month. Act now to get this incredible deal so you can enjoy more streaming, gaming, chatting, sharing, and everything else that you love for less. With free high-speed internet at home and unlimited mobile with 5G, you never have to settle for just one. To learn more, go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit an Xfinity store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Ends 4/28/22. Restrictions apply. New connected internet 15 megabits per second.
Use the right lane to take exit 122 onto M43 and M52 towards Stockbridge.
Apply. That's something extra. Xfinity internet required. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes of usage. Hey Detroit, it's Tanya Lalonde from Lalonde Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with great news for anyone with less than perfect credit. It's credit amnesty.
Take the exit.
Now, you can be approved for the new car, truck, or SUV you really want, even if your credit is less
At
than
the next stop sign,
If you want a
turn
new
left.
Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram, but your credit's not so good, come see me, Tanya Lalonde, today during Credit Amnesty Week at the all-new Lalonde Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, or click LalondeChrysler.com. Jeep Ram.
Help Mother Waddles to
At the
help
stop
those
sign,
in need
use
by
the left
donating
lane to
your
turn
car.
onto
Your car
M43 towards
donation to
Stockbridge.
Mother Waddles will provide food and shelter to the poorest of the poor. Call Mother Waddles today and change a life. Call 313-WADDLES. Breaking news on 97.1 The Ticket is brought to you by DuckDuckGo. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified. A station where your opinion matters.
97.1 The Ticket.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jensen.
In 1.1 miles, turn right onto East Old Road.
Tonight, take on the New York Yankees. Miggy 5 hits away from 3,000. Tyler Alexander going up against Garrett Cole. who's been disappointing so far for the Yankees this season. But our luck, he'll look like Garrett Cole tonight. Wings in Tampa to take on the Lightning. Dylan Larkin will not be playing with the Wings tonight. The captain is done for the year with a core muscle injury. Coming off this season, his best season in the National Hockey League, 31 goals, 69 points in 71 games. After the game on Sunday, he was basically imploring the team to get their act together, and they got to play harder and love, appreciate playing for the winged wheel. And I guess he knew he was done for the year. We didn't till yesterday.
Yeah.
And I feel sorry for him. He's a local kid, Red Wing fan growing up, went to Michigan, gets drafted by the Red Wings, plays, 6 years here he's been in a couple of playoff games, that's it. And it's just been awful since. And
in 1 mile, turn right onto East Cross Road.
Short, he's now definitely a leader of this team, but he hasn't, had any success, team-wise, which is the main reason you play the game, especially in hockey. And it just sucks. And I look forward to the coming season next year. And, we touched on it really early in the show, but, unless they can really strike it rich in free agency, you're pretty much looking at another season where they're not going to sniff the playoffs. Now, will they get closer than they will this year? Who knows? I mean, if Verona, wasn't hurt, they might have won a few more games. But, man, oh, man, when you look, because the way the NHL's set up right now, the top 3 teams in each division, make the playoffs, then you have the 2 wild cards. And in this division, Wings aren't even in the same ballpark as Florida, Toronto, and Tampa right now. Boston's a hell of a lot. I mean, Boston is
in 1.5 miles. Turn right onto North
right
Dietz
now.
Road.
Buffalo's even better than them, and them in Ottawa. Their rebuilds are going a little bit quicker than the Red Wings, not by that much.
Yeah.
And then the other teams in the conference, Carolina's a really good team. Pittsburgh's always good. Crosby's still playing great. Ovechkin and the Capitals are still really good, and the Rangers are playing great. So, the Islanders had an off year. I don't expect them to be this bad this year. Where do you see this Red Wing team possibly making the playoffs next year? I don't. So I say, well, maybe 2 years they can sniff the playoffs. And if that's the case, you're talking, it was joked about and made fun of when Ken Holland said, 10 years and all that stuff. Well, as I mentioned yesterday, when you look at a team like Florida, and when some of their great players were drafted, Huberdeau was drafted in 2011. I mean, it takes a while in this league to get good.
Yeah.
And the Wings are still a couple years away from being good. If these young players that we've seen so far that we think are going to be really good, like Snyder, like Raymond, the number 1 draft pick last year who's still in Sweden, whoever they get this year, a couple of guys in Grand Rapids. They have big hopes from the coast of the 6'7" goalie, but they're still ways off, and it's depressing. And I feel bad for Dylan Larkin.
Well, I have a hard time feeling bad for professional athletes. Even the worst day that I had as a professional athlete, whether it was losses, it was our 6th head coach that we were going on. It's still a damn good life, especially if you're a local kid, you played at your local, university, you're playing for your local professional team. It's a damn good life. I understand that it's the wins and the success that you want to see, and you want individuals to have. And for the Wings, I think Gov said this too. It's very important. This offseason is very important.
At the next stop sign, turn right.
The draft, I think, is inconsequential to what it means next year or even 2 or 3 years down the road. It is the continued development of the young players. What does Mo Seider, Lucas Raymond, what do they do from year 1, getting this experience, to what we see next year? What does Steve Yzerman do in regards to, off-season trades, off-season free agency? I think this is a very big year for the Red Wings to take that next step, and maybe they aren't a a playoff team next year, but it should be a hell of a lot better than what we're looking at now.
I'm concerned about the amount of just big losses.
At the stop sign, turn right onto North Dietz Road.
I don't think it's fair to pin that all on Blashill.
No.
I mean, I think a coaching change is imminent.
Yes.
We all like him, but I just feel like that he's lost this team to a degree. They're not responding to him. I'd be shocked if he returns. And I think something else that's on the table now is maybe some significant player movement.
In 1 mile, turn left onto
I don't
Holt Road.
know how many guys. I said it earlier, but I think it's Sider, it's Raymond, and
that's it,
and probably Vrana.
Yeah, well, they have to make a decision on his contract, I think, shortly, and then maybe not this year.
They've given up 291 goals this year. That's third worst in the league. The worst is 295, I think. They've given up 101 more goals than Carolina. They acquired a goalie from Carolina who they thought they got a great deal on. I mean,
well, their goal differential is like fourth worst in the league.
Yeah, the blowouts are inflating that,
At the next stop sign, turn left.
I don't know how to phrase this, but are we in a double rebuild here? And that was my fear. That's kind of been my fear with the Tigers, and we'll let it play out. These prospects have to hit,
right?
Or you're going into phase 2. It's sort of like the Randy Smith went through phase 1, and then it was.
So far, Yzerman's prospects that he's drafted have.
At the stop sign, turn left onto Holt Road.
Right, if these are the only ones,
you're talking the 10-year thing.
Right, well, it's going to be pretty close.
To the first 4.
Right, but the problem with the 10-year thing is it's reality. It's not just Detroit. It happens a lot. I've mentioned Florida, how long it took them. How long did it take Edmonton?
In 1.5 miles, the destination is on your right. 2667 Holt Road.
Draft choices, and they never did anything. Now, at least they're going to make the playoffs if they got a rough start. This stuff happens. Colorado's been, they were bad for a long time, and then, they get, McKinnon and McCarr and these guys that keep going on and on. It just takes a while. Free agency, I don't have the list in front of me of who guys, they have a lot of money to spend. I don't see Steve Yzerman panicking, okay? So I don't know if he's going to spend a lot of money on a free agent unless it's a young player who they can develop and become really good. I'm sure there's some good younger free agents. But when you talk about the roster, Gov, you're talking about, flipping maybe Bertuzzi and Roenick for I wouldn't say a superstar, but a really
in
good
1
player.
mile, the destination is on your right. 2667 Holt Road.
He was, their best defenseman, you thought, going into the season, and or even last season. He was bad last season. He hasn't progressed this year.
No, it's just, in general, it's frustrating because I think we all thought halfway through this year that I thought that the talk of them contending, really being a contender was a joke. Yeah. Considering the Boston and you look at it now, and there's like a 30-plus point differential.
Right. Well, you thought that this was the year that they made the step to get to the doorstep. And I think we're still a few steps down that ladder.
Right, and it goes back to what I said about the roster. I just don't know how many of these guys are really part of the future. And I don't know if, like what you said, Stoney, I think Bertuzzi's the bigger name, but I even think Larkin might be on the table for the right deal.
Oh, for the right deal, absolutely. You're right.
But you also go back to what Steve Yzerman said when we talked to him right before the trade deadline. Like we should be at the point of acquiring talent, not getting rid of the talent that we have.
Yes, but in order for them to get really good talent, they have to give up something. Unless they're going to just go all in free agency. And personally, I don't see that happening.
But this whole dynamic of,
the destination is on your right. 2667 Holt Road.
Games. It's kind of like, okay, who's going to come in and change that?
Yes. Right.
There's a problem inside that locker room right now. There was a report of the young players having problems with Blashill. Okay, but is that next guy going to be able to come in and change this? And then do you have to weed out people?
Maybe.